Big Herc916, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. I started doing YouTube back in 2013, man, with Fresh Out, me and Big Ant. And I started telling the stories of different people who have been to prison to educate you guys on what you could do with your life if you decided to make a change in a positive way. It wasn't to promote prison glory, glamorize prison, promote male rape, stabbings, beat downs, corruption. It wasn't none of that. It was to show that, hey man, there's another way besides scared straight to educate the kids out here, the young people, so that they don't go down that path. And hopefully they will see that there's other options out there for them. Shout out to Cali Muscle, our first interview that kicked off our channel. At the end of the day, there's nothing to glorify about prison. And that's why, people say, oh man, you think your channel's dying, you think it's the analytics, man. It's because we don't brag about this prison stuff on a daily, and we don't, have people glorifying the rape, the carnage, the things that have, that make you go, ooh, the Hollywood stuff. We don't do that because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to show prison in that light as far as, getting tattoos. I'm on the yard with the homies, man. All that is garbage. You're on the yard with the homies. You're getting tattooed up. You walk around, you're doing push-ups and pull-ups. You think that's something to brag about? You're in prison when they got you standing up for count, getting against the wall, and there's no women around, there's no kids, there's no family. You can't go and do what you want to do. You think that's something glorious? You think that's glamorous? You think that's something to brag about? Man, that is garbage, man. When you got to roll with 100 men to try to, take on something, and most likely it's because somebody didn't pay a debt, or somebody owes a drug debt, or somebody did something somebody stole from somebody's locker, and now you got to risk death to go and ride because nobody wants to check in the homie who's a dope fiend, or this guy who's a prison thief, or this guy because he's a homosexual, or this guy because he's just a piece of shit. So we all got to go. We all got to ride. And it's always over something stupid. Disrespect. Somebody set up somebody's table, or somebody did something out of pocket. Somebody used somebody's toilet. I mean, that's prison, man. I can't talk to you because you're white. You can't hang out with me because you're Mexican. We can't work out over here because that's not our workout area. What's glorious about that? You got a tattoo, you represent a city. You don't even own a piece of property in the city. You don't own a bicycle in that city, in that neighborhood. And when you die, everybody keeps going. There's no street named after you. What's the point, man? It's bigger than that. All that effort you put into representing prison culture, if you put that into your own community and your kids, you would own the places you live at. Every store in that community will be part of your hood. That would bring value. Crime does not positively help commerce. If there's no crime in your community, people come from all over the shop, you make more money. So why would you want to push crime and people get mugged and robbed and raped and pillaged? Why would you glorify the people who participate in that and make them seem like there's somebody to be honored? There is no honor in being somebody who's ignorant, who chooses to harm other people and then blame the system. There is no glory in that. There is no honor in that. Prison is a horrible place. And if you said that, oh man, prison was this, and you had a good time in there, then you must not ever live life on the street, man. Your life on the street must have been nothing. You must have started off going to prison when you were a teenager. And I started off going to prison when I was a teenager, but I never loved it. I never enjoyed it. I never would brag about how cool it was on the yard working out with the homies, because I always preferred to be on the street working out in the real gym around people who weren't racial. And it didn't matter who you were. If I wanted to spot by a white guy or a Mexican guy, or I wanted to train over here or do this and that, it didn't matter on the street. But in prison, all that matters. There is no glory, man. The rappers right now who brag about it, if they ever, you go in there, ain't nobody listening to you. Don't nobody care. You got guys in there with 50 years, 100 years, man, and that TV is their life. That little area, that little cell that they buff and they shine up the sink, that's their life, man. That's what they were reduced to. A goddamn bathroom, shining and buffing a bathroom, man. You're putting wax on the government stuff, on the state property, and you act like that's all you have? You never lived in a 3,000 square foot house, 2,000 square foot house? You never had cars, you never traveled, you never been on a plane, and all you could do for the next 30, 40 years is sit in a prison in a bathroom? And you're proud of that? You want to glorify that? You want to glorify getting tattoos with a guitar string? Waiting for a guard to bring in some ink so you can do this and that and score a little dope? That's what you want to glorify? A man getting raped? A man getting stabbed? This guy's an OG, he's made, he's this and that? You think that's something? And you can't travel, you can't see your family? You might get you might get one meal a day. You might not ever even get to make a phone call. You're dealing with a grown man looking up your butt? Man, you got to be crazy if I'm going to glorify that, man, to get views, to get likes. You got to be crazy if I'm going to make that seem like a kid should want to go there to be somebody. Be somebody on the goddamn streets, man. Be somebody out here in the real world. Don't let these people trick you into thinking, oh, man. And it's sad, man, because I try to put on people on my channel who have been successful entrepreneurs, people who are accomplished, and they're like, oh, Big Herc, you used to talk about prison stories. Now you done changed it up. You ignorant Fs. You want to change, don't change it up. Keep talking about the low-life prison stuff. Talk about people getting, I only talked about that as a deterrent. I wasn't talking about to make it seem like it's something cool. God, man, some of you, it just blows me away how low-level frequency operating some of you guys are to entertain that, to think that, oh, man, you got to continue to talk about that and you get off on that because you get a like. I don't care, man. Unsubscribe. If you don't like me talking about how stupid prison is and how I was a goddamn fool, I was a lowlife when I was up in there because I had succumbed to that, I admit it, but a lot of people won't because they want you to think that, oh man, it made them it didn't make me shit. It gave me insight, and I'm blessed that I had a spiritual epiphany, but a lot of people come out worse and they go right back. Prison is shit. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I don't care about the analytics on YouTube because I don't want to talk about killing another brother and gang banging and all this stuff, man, because none of that, the gang banging don't get you a CEO job. It don't make you an entrepreneur. You're talking about death, murder, and mayhem, and all I see coming from all that is RICO. I see all those guys getting RICO. Left and right. Rappers left and right catching RICO cases. Come on, man. Tell the truth, man. Tell the truth about this prison shit. It's garbage.
Hello, I'm Big Herc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.